Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. If you are new, my name is Amy and I love testing hair care products, so if that sounds like your kind of video, then please do head over and subscribe to my channel. Your support means so much and has really helped my channel grow over the last couple of months, and I appreciate every single person that watches these videos. I really appreciate everyone that likes my videos and comments and subscribes, and just generally your support means so much. So thank you so much to everyone that has and everyone that will. It means so much. You're probably thinking, you look like you're all ready for bed, and truth is I am, and that is what today's video is all about. So in today's video I'm going to be trying a new method of overnight curls. I have a product called the hair noodle and I'm going to be talking to you all about it, showing you the results, and then also letting you know how this compares to my dressing gown slash robe belt method of curling my hair overnight, which is something I do honestly all the time. So if this sounds like your kind of video and you're curious to find out about this hair noodle, but also look at the results and find a way that means that you can curl your hair without any heat damage, then please do keep on watching. So as many of you know, if you watch my content regularly, I love curling my hair overnight. Any kind of heatless curls method is definitely for me, and the dressing gown belt method of like twisting your hair around and clipping it up and sleeping in that has been genuinely the most life-changing hair type of hack that I discovered over the past year. But I always kind of recognize that sometimes when I use the elastics on the end, it's quite tight. I don't know if the materials are best, and there is slight kind of friction and frizz on my hair that is something that I've always been slightly concerned about. Not to the point it's causing damage, but it's something that I always have to kind of rectify after using it. So I actually was followed on Instagram by the girl that basically makes these. So this is called the hair noodle. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in a second, but I basically discovered them because they followed me on Instagram and I was like, hang on, this is the solution to like the problems I've been facing. So this is how it arrives. I think it's about £25 for this set, and within this set you get the hair noodle, which is ultimately a swap between a dressing gown belt. However, this is made of silk, which is so good for your hair, and it has a cushioned like inside. Basically it's like filled inside, kind of like with a soft material, but this is complete silk. So they have two different variations of this. I bought this myself, by the way. This is the black one, which I got, but you can also get like a snow leopard white and like black dot one, which is very cute as well, but I just thought this would be the most versatile one for me. So you get this, which is, like I said, the fact that it was made out of silk, I thought that this would be so much less kind of friction on my hair, and it's actually circular in size. So with a dressing gown belt, it's just not quite the same. So this is the dressing gown belt that I typically use when I do my overnight curls, and it's just not circular. One side is longer than the other, and it's just not obviously made for doing this method with, whereas this is. So it's a more kind of uniformed circle, which I imagine the curls are going to be a little bit more defined, and the silk material means it's going to be better in terms of friction on your hair. So when you order, you get the hair noodle is what they call it. You also get two silk scrunchies. So this is what you basically tie your hair with at the end, instead of using either small elastics or thin hair bands, which is what I used before. And I have found on instances, if I've done it too tight, it's just not good for my hair and I kind of have to cut them out. So I thought this was, again, a great solution to that if you generally find that that technique causes a bit of like damage to your hair, or you find it's difficult to remove them. So you get those. And then also you get a clip when you're starting to curl your hair, which I'll show you the application of how I'm going to use this. You put the hair noodle in place with your hair with the clip, and then you can continue working on both sides. I have bought in my own version of this clip. This is the clip it came with, but for me this just isn't quite sturdy enough. So I do have this crocodile clip that I use when I do my overnight curls anyway. I'll have this variation linked down below in case you want to pick this up as well if you're kind of curious about this method and you go on to purchase. I would recommend this. I think I bought this off of eBay for like £3. Super cheap, and has been a general lifesaver when it comes to my overnight curls. Reason being is that as this clips down, you can see it's flat there, so it actually sits on my head very comfortably, whereas this one just doesn't quite do the same thing, and this one is just slightly lower in quality, whereas this one is super robust. So So that is everything that you get basically when you order, and I am just so curious to see how this works. I am someone that genuinely does overnight curls 2 to 3 times a week on like non-COVID times, so I thought let's put this in my hair tonight. I will then show you the results in the morning. I'm genuinely about to go to bed, so that's why I have no makeup on, but we're all friends here. So let me show you how I'm going to do this and generally the process of applying it. If you're curious, I'll have this link down below if you want to check them out as well. She kind of has them in and out of stock because she makes them and then puts them on the shop, so if they're not in stock you can actually DM her on Instagram and she'll make sure that she keeps one for you basically. So yeah, with that all said and done, let me sort out my hair at the moment. So my hair has been pretty much up all day, so please ignore how it's looking. I'm going to brush it, and 2 days ago I did some overnight curls, and it's kind of like loose curls that are still in from that. What I'm going to do before I do the hair noodle, essential part of this is making sure that your hair is fully brushed and not free, so I'm just going to take my Tangle Teaser and do exactly that now. So before I spray my hair and dampen it slightly, which is an essential step, I need to sort out this wild frizz, and because I've had my hair up all day, I'm currently on day 3 hair, and it's probably going to get a little bit greasier come the morning time, so I'm just going to add some dry shampoo. Great hack for me is adding dry shampoo the day before I need it. My scalp absorbs it really well overnight and then it's really clean the next day, so I'm just taking the Away super dry shampoo to do that and just apply literally to my roots and just basically make sure that that doesn't come through too greasy come the morning. Just let that sit for like 30 seconds and then just massage it in. This is going to make my hair look even more crazy, but we're going to deal with that, don't worry. Applying some dry shampoo to the roots also means that your hair is slightly more even. I find that when I do overnight curls, because the ends are very much curled, it adds a bit of volume to the top that you would get from using a heated tool, so I do like that technique. And then to calm a bit more of this frizz out, I'm just going to take in some of my Kerastase oil, 3 pumps worth in my hand. Just go like this, like I always do with my hair oil, and just run this through my hair just to calm it down a little bit. I'm not too bothered, like it being quite voluminous isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I just prefer adding a little bit of oil before I apply some water. What I love about finding these overnight curl hacks is that if you are a busy person, like I am a mum, I work full time, and I'm also very conscious of like not waking my child up when I get myself ready of a morning, and so overnight curls takes that stress away. It means it's super like quick of a morning, all the hard work is done before bed, and as you can probably tell, if I'm not chatting away and I'm not faffing around, then this takes about 5 minutes to do and then takes about 2 minutes to take out, and then you've got beautifully curled hair at the end of the day. So I absolutely love this technique so much, and I sent back the Dyson Airwrap on the basis that my overnight curls lasted so much longer and were just better for my hair. And then I'm just taking a brush once again and just making sure that that oil is all throughout my hair. So those are the unnecessary steps to take. You can skip totally all of them if you don't need to. This is something you do want to do, is just take a spray bottle like this. Again, this one I got really cheap off of eBay or Amazon for like a $5 I think, and has been revolutionary. So I'm just going to spray my hair, and you want your hair, I would say, 20% damp, so not too much, but you do want to make sure that it is slightly damp, which helps the curls to last and set in place. Now this is where the magic happens. So I initially fold it in half. I'm using exactly the same steps as what I would do with my dressing gown belt, so the technique itself is the same. This is just going to be a better product, hopefully to have better curls, and the silk is going to be so good for your hair, especially as you're sleeping in it. You want a material that is really, really good and doesn't cause too much friction. So I just basically fold it in half like this, and then put it on top of my hair, just hanging like this. You're going to look super silly, but chances are no one is going to see you. I sleep like this. My partner, at this point in the game, he just doesn't care. Like the first time I went to bed with like a dressing gown belt like wrapped around my hair, he was like, what are you doing? And now he's like, oh okay, you're curling your hair tonight, okay cool. Like he just does not care. So what I'm going to do, this is where you can control how voluminous or how loose you want the curls. It's all about the process. So you can take a really chunky section, twist it, grab another really chunky section like this, and you're going to have really loose kind of blow dry curls. Beautiful technique that works so well if you do prefer just looser curls. They do drop throughout the day, but you don't need hairspray on these. They last literally hours. I would work a 4 hours day in the office. I would work for 8 hours, but obviously you commute there, you commute back, and coming home at the end of the day my hair was still super curly. So I do prefer to do it tighter and allowing for them to drop throughout the day. So at first it's going to look a little bit crazy, but because it does drop, I then prefer how it looks probably like 2-3 hours in, which is the majority of my working day. So instead of taking those bigger sections, I'm going to take slightly smaller ones like this. I typically like to do like a 2-finger section. That's how I like to determine the size of the sections of my hair, but it's completely up to you. And then the technique here is that if I grab a little bit, I'll twist it there, and when it gets to this point I grab some more hair and then do the same like that. So twist it, get to the bottom, grab some more hair and do it like that. I'm just going to continue doing this, grabbing sections from the back as I'm going down, and then we'll get to a point where this whole half of my hair is twisted around. And then now all of that hair from the back is taken, I'm just going to twist this down towards the bottom of the hair noodle. And then once I've got the very ends there, I'm just holding that, taking one of the silk scrunchies here and just putting it in place. So I like to go over 3 times. This just holds it in place, but once again, it's a silk material, so it's going to be super good in terms of against your hair. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now there are different techniques that you can do with this. So you could take 2 sections like this, get the hair noodle there, and you could do it like it's a French plait. So you could go like that and then grab sections like that and then twist back around. But I just prefer, I get confused when I do that. I prefer curling it, just like taking a section like this again, twisting it here and then grabbing a section. The reason being is that when I curl my hair with like hair tongs, this is the method that I do, is that I'll curl it all in one direction and then flip it over when I get to the other side. So knowing that that's how I like my hair curled, that's why I do it that way. But you can do it in like a French plait style, grabbing an additional piece of section, but there's basically 2 sections going around, so every other piece of hair is going in the opposite direction, so all around your hair looks a bit more uniformed. I'm fine with like this side being away from my face, this side being away from my face, but all of it being in one direction on each side, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to keep taking it, grabbing another bit, twisting it again. You don't have to be precise with this as well. You could take bigger sections, smaller sections if you prefer something less uniformed. I try to take similar size sections, but obviously I'm not measuring it each time. The only ones I like to make sure are kind of similar are the front sections here, because that kind of mirrors your face a little bit more. Once again, taking that silk scrunchie to support this in place. Now you can sleep in it like this, which is fine to do. What I'm going to do though, and this is a technique that I love doing with my dressing gown curls, is tighten it like this. So I twist it to make it as tight as possible, flip it like this, and then secure it in place, and this is just long enough to do this. And then this one, I do the same on this side, just twist it, not that there's too much friction, but just a little bit, just so that the curls are slightly tighter. Like I said, this just about reaches there, so I'm just making sure that those two kind of cross each other there, The difference with this is that because this has got a bit more stuffing in it, basically it's a bit thicker than a dressing gown belt, but this is why this clip comes into play a bit more, because it can hold it all in place like so, and then that's how I'm going to sleep. So it looks a little bit funky and you're probably thinking you do look a bit silly, but I find I can sleep on like the back of my head really comfortably, and if the pillows are positioned well enough I can sleep on my side. So I don't mind sleeping like this, and this is the way that I prefer, but you can obviously take this out, let them hang a little bit and sleep like that. This is a technique that you can make work for you, how you feel most comfortable, how you like your curls. It's so customizable and I just love it. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, and this is what I'm now looking like, a lot better, a lot more makeup on. Just got a black jumper on, and I'm going to take out my curls and show you what they look like. Overall, they've held their shape. This is still in place from last night. There is some slight frizziness, basically where like my head was in friction with the pillow, so also evident kind of here where there's just a little bit more pickup, which I get from the dressing gown curls anyway, but probably worth mentioning, as I said, that this could prevent that kind of friction, but obviously not necessarily. But anyway, I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm very excited to see how this compares, and I am hoping for more kind of ringlet curls. I'm just going to take out that clip from the top. This for me is just such a godsend when doing heatless curls, and then take it out from here. I definitely prefer the silk scrunchies at the end. It just feels so much better on the ends of my hair, and you're not using anything that's too like tough on them. Love these. I will also show you the back of my hair as well, because I know everyone's always curious to see how it looks at the back. I'll show you the front and the back as well. And then from here I just basically let them drop out a little bit. Okay, that looks so good. Yes, oh hello. This comes out so much easier, by the way, compared to a dressing gown belt, because the silk, like your hair just falls off a bit. Sometimes with a dressing gown belt you kind of have to twist it out a little bit, whereas this has just been so easy. And look at that definition. I'm going to brush them out slightly, but I want to show you them without, and then the same on the other side. Like literally here I could probably just go like this and it's just come out. That's so easy. Okay, like look at these front sections, look how defined that curl is, and that is because this is a circular like shape. I'm not sure if this is going to kind of change shape a little bit, because already from using it you can kind of feel the like insides have moved slightly, but I imagine that the more you use it, the more it just becomes accustomed to your hair. And the dips are mainly, to be honest, where I've tied those hair bands and then had the clip. So as long as this stays kind of circular, I'm going to continue getting these super defined curls. But literally, that is not bad from an overnight heatless curl method, is it? This for me is how my hair would look if I curled my hair with heat, and this is what I wanted my Dyson Airwrap to do so badly, and it didn't. So I'm going to show you the back now as well. So obviously I haven't brushed it out yet, and I have no idea how it looks from the back, but this is how it's looking. It's going to be lowered down here because you bring the curls forward, but this is how I would typically curl my hair anyway, where it's a lot looser at the back. Now this obviously is quite tight, and if you like it like this you can definitely keep it like this. I'm just going to run my fingers through it. I really need to get a wide tooth comb. I'm just going to go like this, just brush them out slightly. So again, I still like them quite tight, but just brushed out a little bit, just for me just makes a big difference to how like much volume there is. This looks a bit more natural and obviously a bit bigger. So this is it without kind of running my fingers through it, and this is it with. You can take a hairbrush, but just be very gentle, and bear in mind that they do drop throughout the day, so you're going to want to be nice and careful with that. And I'm just going to do the same on this side. Okay, that's the result. I am in love. Let me show you the back again. Okay, it's safe to say I love this hair noodle. What a great idea. Just looks like my hair has been blow dried, and also because of the way I twisted my hair, it's all kind of uniformed in one way. It's all going against my face, which always frames your face, so it's always a great technique to do that. But I am in love. I'm definitely using this more than my dressing gown belt, and it just takes so little time. It took me about 5 minutes to twist it if I wasn't talking to the camera so much last night, and then this morning it's taken me literally, what, 5 minutes to take it out. So a 10-minute hairstyle that will last all day. I don't then go in with hairspray or anything. I just leave it like this to naturally fall, and then again tonight if I want to redo the curls, I'll just put it back in, do the same technique. Day after day my hair looks really styled without doing much effort, but obviously you can add hairspray if your hair just doesn't hold a curl like whatsoever. I typically can't hold a curl very well, but these last all day for me, so it's such a game changer, and I am so pleased I've discovered a product that is just a bit better than a dressing gown curl but looks amazing. So let me know what you think. I'll have the link to the Etsy shop down below if you want to show them some love, and that would be like awesome, showing some small business some love. I think that you guys will love this if you love heatless curls, and if you love the dressing gown method but find that it just tugs on your hair a little bit, this is the way to go because of the fact it's made of silk. There's tons of different like shops and that make these variants, so if you do want to shop around you can, but they're all kind of the same price, and I love this one. I think it's particularly good to note that I have long hair and this was the perfect length for me as well, so I definitely recommend this one. And yeah, I am obsessed. So I'm going to go about my day with super curly hair, knowing that it's not caused any damage and just like no heat at all. It's just so good for your hair. So yeah, I'm obsessed. I hope you guys are too. If you've enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.